Hey there, fellow content creators, Professor Wolters here, and today we're going to talk about relevance. And when I talk about relevance, we're going to talk about how do you, as a content creator, stay relevant. Because the thing is, usually when you become a content creator, you got like 2 or 3 years of really building things up and getting going and all kinds of stuff, but maintaining that, finding a staying power to like endure through the years, right, to become relevant over the years is difficult to do because usually you kind of run out of things. Like if I'm just doing all the restaurants in a town, you eventually do all the restaurants, right? You like kind of run out of content. That's why you'll see like beauty creators will move on to talking about avocado toast and other things instead of just makeup, right? And so you see these things, so you try to figure out, how do I stay relevant? Well, what you have to realize is relevance does fade. That's just the way it is. It's kind of like anything new is new and exciting. As it gets older, you're like, okay, it's not as exciting anymore because, yeah, I've had it enough times. It's kind of like your favorite food. You love it when you have it, but if you have it 10 days in a row, you're like, okay, I'm getting kind of bored of it, right? These things happen. And one of the things you have to realize as a content creator, you don't want people to get bored with you, right? Because it does happen, but where it really happens, the boring comes when you stop evolving. You have to keep making new content, trying new things. If you're just doing the same pranks over and over again, that gets boring. If you're someone that just follows trends, does the latest dance video, eventually people get tired, like, oh, it's just another dance video, and dance videos go away. If it's a new cool dance, yeah, just another dance video, moving on. Because if you're just doing trends, nobody identifies you as you. They identify the trend, and you happen to do it. And that makes you irrelevant, because it's the trend that's relevant, not you. And so you want to make sure you find a way to become relevant, because I'll be honest with you, if you're making the same content over and over again, if you're doing the same pranks over and over again, doing the same dance stuff over and over again, the same trend, eventually get burned out. Like that's where it gets really tough. Or you're faking it. Oh yeah, no, this is the new coolest dance thing. Is it really? Or are you just saying that for the watch and the views, right? So you want to kind of think about that because that's going to make you irrelevant to people, right? So where does this staying power come from? For one thing, you need to grow your audience, but also you need to grow with your audience, right? So you're adapting to the changes that are out there, different technologies that are out there, different trends that are out there. Yes, some of the trends you can take advantage of. And what can help with staying power is actually really staying grounded in your purpose. What did you do this for? Like, that's just it. When people get too big and their ego gets so big, it's like, I'm a big content creator. What, you're not giving me free stuff? I'm going to write a bad review about you. I'm going to make a video about this. Once you start doing that, that's where you become irrelevant to people because you're not doing what you set out to do. That's why when channels really get off the purpose, like, wait, I signed up for jokes, now you're talking politics, they kind of move away. So that's why it's important to evolve with your audience, okay? So your fans grow up and they change. Like if you started off as making college study tips, well, when you're out of college and you see your audience is out of college, maybe you do, budget tips for living on your own, and then you move into, hey, starting a family stuff. You have these things that evolves with your audience. That's gonna keep you relevant to them because if you're just stuck doing their pranks from junior high, well, eventually junior high kids become high school kids, college kids, adults, and they don't watch those things anymore. So you have to be kind of relevant in that way. So make sure you're evolving with your audience. That's why it's really important to really talk to your audience to see what matters to them, and you can evolve with them, all right? So they see that you're part of their journey as well. Another thing I think is very important to kind of help stay relevant is really to diversify your content and the platforms you're on. If you're just doing long form videos, maybe you do short form videos, maybe you make a blog, maybe you get on LinkedIn and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, and you're getting all the different platforms. In case you become irrelevant on YouTube, you could become relevant on Instagram. And that's one of those things. It helps you become relevant because you have different audiences. I know when I'm teaching at my school where I work at, everyone goes, oh, you're that TikToker, right? But when I'm traveling around, people are like, oh, you're that YouTuber, right? And people find you in different ways, so you can evolve in different ways by diversifying. Also, that helps you to stay relevant in other areas because sometimes the algorithms do change and you need to have your own kind of way to connect with your audience. So you have that email list, you have that newsletter, these kind of things helps you stay relevant to people as to hoping that they still find you online. Because remember, if people don't watch 3 or 4 of your videos in a row, literally they hardly ever show your videos again. Like if you go into your subscription feed and look how many people you subscribe, you'll go on there and see people that literally have uploaded hundreds of videos since the last time you watched them and you thought they stopped making content. On my travel channel, I'll get people, especially after COVID, no one watched travel for a year, and they'll see me like 4 or 5 years later, they'll say, oh, I'm glad to see you're making videos again. Like, dude, we never stop. It's just the algorithm didn't show people anymore. So you gotta find other ways to reach them, and that'll help you stay relevant. Because you don't just want to go for one way to be relevant with people, because the algorithm can ruin it all. Now, another thing that can help you stay relevant is to keep learning and keep growing yourself. Try new things. Try new editing styles, right? Try new formats. Like I said, go from horizontal long feed to short form vertical videos. Watch new creators and see what they're doing and learn from them, because that can give you inspiration to help you keep being curious, so you keep learning, you keep growing, and then your audience will want to stay with you because they see you're growing as well. And that audience, it's really important to stay relevant. You got to stay connected with them. I talked about emails and newsletters and things, but you want to make sure you're doing those live feeds, you're answering their questions, you're interacting with them. Let them know that they mean something to you, because your audience does mean something to you. That's what you're here for, right? And once you make your audience feel irrelevant, like they're not important, then they're going to stop watching you. So don't disappear on your audience. Ask for their feedback. What can you do for them? That's gonna help you stay relevant, because they're a friend to them. You become a community for them, so they wanna be a part of your life and your journey as well, so they're more likely to stay around and keep you relevant. And then I think one of the most important ways to stay relevant is really just to be real. Be yourself. If you're fake online, it's really hard to live that fake life all the time, and eventually it kind of comes through and people see that fakeness and you burn out from it. But when people realize you're actually kind of a jerk, not a nice guy, they're kind of turned off by that, like, wow. The old saying, you never want to meet your heroes, right, in real life, because there might not be that hero you think they are. That's why it's really important to just be you on YouTube. That's why it's called YouTube, right? Because it's about you. But share your struggles, share your successes, help people know more about you so they identify with you as a person, not just some video they watch online, all right? So I hope these tips kind of help you stay relevant on your YouTube journey. How long you've been on here? I know for me, I think my first YouTube channel I started in 2007, back when it first started off, and I've been on there for oh so long. It's been a great time, and I just really appreciate our audience that we've had on our travel channels, on our business channels, on our toy channels, all kinds of stuff. So what are your tips on staying relevant? Let us know in the comments below, and I'll say bye from here in Paris.